Hi, today we're making spice cake. I used to call it clove cake. I made it many years ago and finally came up with the recipe. As you get older, we tend to forget what we started out baking many years ago. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sift 2 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour. It must be sifted. The sifter makes it very light and fluffy. Okay, now I'm going to add in another 1/2 cup of flour. There we go. Now the next thing I'm going to add in is going to be all the dry ingredients. I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon and unfortunately we have to sift the dry ingredients. My camera lady just sort of reminded me of this, so I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm going to sift it. Come on. There we go. I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Put this over here. Everything has to be sifted. I don't know why. It's just what the recipe is calling for, so we got to do what the recipe tells us. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. There we go. I'm now adding in, put this over here, I'm adding in 1 teaspoon of salt. I don't know why we have to sift the salt, but for some reason we have to sift the salt, and there goes my oven. Okay. Okay, that already went through. All right. I'm now adding in 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Oh, the light's blinding me. I can't see what I'm doing. Camera lady. Adding in 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Some unknown reason we have to sift everything in this particular recipe. Here we go. Now what I'm also going to add in is 1/2 teaspoon of cloves. This is what's going to make it taste so good. There we go. 1/2 teaspoon of cloves. Sift it. There we go. Beautiful. Now, what I'm going to do is close all this stuff up. Oh, we also need pepper. That does not have to be sifted. The reason I don't want to put it in there is because I don't want to get a peppery taste. So I'm going to add in 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. A little bit. I don't want to overdo the pepper because it really will come out too spicy. We don't want that to happen. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my whisk. Down here and whisk it all together. We have a visitor here named Misty. She loves butter. Okay, got it. Alright, now what we're going to do is I'm going to whisk this together and put this aside. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cream the butters. Cream unsalted butter. You need exactly 1/2 cup of unsalted butter or it'll come out lousy. Okay, so I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to add in 1 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and I'm going to mix this together. Mix it all together before we add the eggs in. Okay, we have a guest. Misty, you want some butter? Look at that, she loves butter. I don't know what to do with her, people. I don't know what to do with her. She loves butter. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to add in is 2 eggs. 2 fresh farm eggs. Very popular, I don't know why This one loves butter. I don't know why. Anyway, we're going to mix the eggs and the butter and sugar mixture together. And do 5 minutes. I'm now adding in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then we're going to go to the next step. Alright, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate with the dry ingredients, and I'm also going to add in 1 1/4 cups of milk. It could be any kind of milk. You know, it could be buttermilk, it could be whole milk, any kind of milk you could use on this particular recipe. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding in the dry ingredients. A little bit at a time, then I'm going to go in for the milk. Now I'm going to add in some milk. It's alternating. There we go. Okay, I'm going to add in some more dry. There we go. Sometimes we call this sweet milk, but up here we call it whole milk. More dry. Okay, Camilla, you reminded me I just added in dry, then we're going to go to this whole milk. Now the milk. Dry. Okay, now what I have to do is I have to add in another 1/4 cup of whole milk. Here we go. Okay, because we don't have enough milk and enough ingredients, it will not come out. Alright, a little bit more dry ingredient, we're getting there. Okay, now what we have is very, very loose batter. Nothing to worry about. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it up with my wooden spoon. Make sure it's nice and mixed. Look how fluffy this is. Now I'm going to put it into a grease butter pan. The butter must be unsalted. And it has to be floured also, it will stick. go. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the oven. It says the recipe calls for 10 minutes, but I would say put it in a little bit long, maybe 15 minutes to be safe. Going into a 350 oven on second shelf up. 15 minutes. And here we have spice cake. And the next day or so, I'm going to be making a clove cake. There's a little bit of a difference in clove cake and spice cake. It's you know, a little bit more cloves added in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this. It's very, very delicate. But, oh, look at the inside of this. Look how beautiful this came out. Oh, it smells so good. So light and fluffy. Everything we make is from scratch. And the best thing to serve with spice cake is whole milk. Fresh whole milk, plain whole milk. Some kiddies like chocolate milk, but really it's better to serve with whole milk. Deborah Raid's Home Country Kitchen. Have a wonderful day.